From November 14th to 21st, we're inviting you to join us for a powerful trip to Ghana. This isn't just a vacation. This is a chance to walk through the same places where many of our people were captured, held, and shipped off into slavery. So don't wait. Secure your spot today. We're making history by walking through it. Will you be with us?
So recently they had a job report come out and they say a lot of black women lost their job more than any other group. Definitely with a lot of the federal government laying people off, a lot of black women lost their job. I want you to check out this clip.
Okay, so I'm not even going to hold y'all, but I need y'all to know this, that in the month of April, that's just last month, black women recorded the largest loss of jobs among any other racial or gender group here in these United States of America. And this is according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. If you don't know, you need to go look it up. You need to Google it now. So while unemployment rates remained pretty steady at 4.2% overall, unemployment rates for black women went from 5.1% to 6.1% in 1 month. There's been a total of 306,000 jobs lost by black women since February. So you guys do the math. Let's figure out what's really going on.
I know what's going on. Remember, black people are last hire and first fire. Now, with them getting rid of DEI, a lot of women is going to be on the chopping block, period. Bottom line. And with the current administration, they trying to set this thing back some more so where white men are getting the majority of jobs, and after white men, probably some black men after that. But I'm seeing some debate about this, and so you got two different factions debating this. You know, you got one faction saying, you know what, we probably just need to work together in our community, work with black men, because, you know, we need each other. Then you got the other side that may say, well, this is, you know, all this is happening. This is, you know, the system trying to throw black women away because they use black women to create an imbalance financially in the black community with a lot of these government jobs or some of these diversity jobs and stuff like that, right? And I do really believe that you know, if the women are making more than the men on, you know, in a lot of areas from what have been researched, a lot of times the women won't have certain respect for the men, because what's the first thing that they say? Well, he needs to make what I make or more, right? Versus if she didn't have that kind of job and she had, which is normal average job women have, and the man have his job, then she will respect him a lot more. That's why sometimes with men, and even in the area of dating, they don't want a woman with a high salary. They want a woman they rather marry a woman that is a waitress at Applebee's somewhere than a woman that has a high salary federal job. It's just reality. But here's the thing. Black men and women got to work together as a community, okay? We need to work together. We need each other. And no job by these white folk it gonna make our lives better, because if they give you the job, they can take it. What we need to do as black people, we need to return back to what our ancestors did during segregation. What did they do? They created businesses. They worked together. They gave jobs in the community. We farmed our own, grew our own food. We educated ourselves. We healed ourselves from sickness and disease. We made sure everything stayed within the community, because when times get tough, who else we gonna work with? Nobody coming to save black people. If black people don't depend on each other, then we are stuck out. No other group is coming to save us. You definitely can't look at no white man or no Hispanic or Arab or Asian or whoever else. We got to work together, and we have documented proof that when we work together, we create beautiful things, large things. We create towns. We create industries. We are innovative. We do more of that together. Taking your talents to white people and white corporations, they don't appreciate it. First and foremost, they don't appreciate it. Second of all, they don't deserve it. You deserve to take your talent and make that, you make the money off of your talent. You make the money off of your gifting. And when you're making the money off your gifting, you can give jobs to your brothers and sisters in the community. That's what we must start doing. So if they're laying you off, firing you or whatever, and say, hey, let's work together, man. Let's do something in our community. Because I tell people all the time, every time I've gotten fired from a job, I've done better. Every time. Every time I got fired, it was always a blessing to me to get fired. It was always a blessing. And that's the same thing I would say to you. It should be a blessing for that to happen. Because you can maybe do your dream, start a business, say, hey, man, I need to work with my brothers and sisters, as a community. Start working with each other again. Because, black men and women were together, married and all that. You know why they were married? Because they had no choice. They had to work together. Oh, I don't want to be married. I don't want to be. Okay. But then you have women online talking about, oh, you know what? I'm sick of this. I'm like, why are you making yourself so tired and getting old early? If it's a decent man in your life, get with him. If you know he's decent, he's not a bad person, he ain't beating you, he ain't treating you bad or whatever, don't always think you can do better. I'm a firm believer of that. If a person's, nice or whatever, and, I get whoever. No, you can't either. Take the person God and put in your pathway. Because you're not always going to get another one. But don't look at your job and think, oh, you're so high and mighty because of your job. No. See, that's one thing black men know. And that's why you don't see black men walking around thinking we so much better than somebody because of a job. It's because we know we can walk in there tomorrow and get fired. We know this as black men. Oh, we know. Because a lot of us have dealt with being fired as black men. We know not to be saying, oh, my job and my career. We know better. And what's happening, some of my sisters starting to find that out too. And it's a hard lesson to learn, but it's a good lesson to learn. And when it's a good lesson to learn, it's say, hey, work with the community, start our businesses, do for self. There we go. Do for self. But of course they're going to fire black women more. Of course they are. I mean, why wouldn't they? You think they're going to fire white women more? Please. There's no sisterhood between white women and black women. White women, they're going to always look out for them. But black women, you always on the chopping block.